Okay, I think we can start. Hi, thank you all for joining us. I'm happy to welcome you to our webinar. My name is Dana and I'm a Business Development Manager at Argentum. Today we will be talking about our multi-submission approach to non-dilutive funding. I will bring examples of funding opportunities specific to the field of life science and biotech startups. But first I'll start off with a brief introduction to Argentum consultants. Argentum specializes in EU research and innovation funding. We have 25 employees divided into 3 departments: strategy, business development, and a consulting and writing team. Our vision is to target innovative funding opportunities and to enhance participation and success in multinational research and innovation projects. Argentum is aligned with the EU Commission's goals and works closely with NCPs in order to deepen the understanding of EU directives, guidelines, and value chains. It is Argentum's objective to become the leading expert in cooperation between overlapping technological sectors in the EU and beyond. Our methodic collaboration is built on 3 key elements. 1, to bridge cutting-edge technologies from multiple entities. These include leading universities, research centers, SMEs, large industries, NGOs, multinational organizations, operational sites, and consulting companies. The second key element is to identify stakeholders across the value chain to explore and expand partnerships and activities or applications. And lastly, to leverage your project towards development, demonstration, and implementation. When a company chooses a grant they wish to apply for, they should consider these four criteria. 1 is the type of call, bottom up and top down. Bottom up is a call that's open to all fields of technology, whereas top down would be a specific call that's aligned with the EU's agenda. The second criteria is the type of funding mechanism. European, supported by the EU, like Horizon Europe. Bilateral, for example, a technological collaboration between 2 countries or a local funding initiative. Whether the submission is as a single applicant or as part of a collaborative project, a consortium, or the choice should be made according to the company's needs and strategy while considering the success rate of each opportunity. Now I'll talk about the bottom-up programs, which, as I mentioned, are programs that are open to all fields of technology. The European Innovation Council, the EIC, is best known for its highly competitive funding opportunities. The EIC incorporates various other fundraising systems, such as the Eac Pathfinder, Eic Accelerator, and some EIC prizes for a myriad of tech innovations. Because of the high demand of these funds, the competition is likewise great. These grants offer millions of euros of non-dilutive funding, and some of them offer funding in exchange for equity. Therefore, the innovations must bring about breakthrough ideas of previously unheard of tech ideas and applications. Like many of the EU funds, EIC also fosters collaboration between the EU member states and associated countries. Some of the funding programs are made for single applicants, but others highly promote collaborative projects, having different countries come together through technology and build consortia. The Eac Pathfinder, previously known as FET Open, is my first example of a funding opportunity. It targets the realization of an ambitious vision for a radically new technology with potential to create new markets or to address global challenges. As for the collaboration, universities, research organizations, SMEs, startups, industrial partners, and entrepreneurial researchers. Typically, this program allows 3 partners from 3 different countries, but also accepts smaller consortia composed of only 2 partners. The Eac Pathfinder grants of up to 3 to 4 million euros support early stage development of future technologies leading up to proof of concept, which have a technology readiness level of TRL of between 1 to 3. The Eac Pathfinder funding opportunities are divided into 2 types. The open calls provide funding for projects in any field of science or technology based on high risk, high gain science towards technology breakthrough and interdisciplinary research. The second type of the challenge-driven calls is of which the focus is on 5 different fields of technologies. And these are awareness inside, tools to measure and stimulate activity in brain tissue, emerging technologies in cell and gene therapy, novel routes to green hydrogen production, and engineered living materials. The upcoming deadline for submission for this program is October 27th. And then after that, the next deadline is of 2022 is March 2nd. Another example is the Eic Accelerator. This is previously known as SME Instrument. This is the most popular and hence the most competitive program under Horizon Europe. Funding is up to 2.5 million euros grant for R&D and up to 15 million euros in equity investment. You apply as a single entity, which means there's no requirement for a consortium, and TRL must be high, at least 5. There are 3 stages to the evaluation process. The first stage is a short application and has no deadline. The second stage is a full application and has an upcoming deadline in October, and in 2022 expected February. The program is open to all fields of technology, and the third stage of the application process is an interview with the evaluators. With regards to the specific dates of the deadlines, in 2022, there will be 4 second stage deadlines: January 12th, April 6th, June 15th, and October 5th. The EIC has also organized a prize for women entrepreneurs behind Europe's game-changing innovations. Annual cash prizes for the most innovative women entrepreneurs who have founded a successful company and have brought innovation to the market. The prize is awarded to the most talented women entrepreneurs from across the EU and associated countries. The prize is managed by the European Innovation Council and SMEs Executive Agency, and the winners are chosen by an independent expert panel. 3 prizes of 100,000 euros each are awarded in the main category, and a 4th prize of 50,000 euros is awarded to a promising rising innovator aged 30 or under. Eureka is a large bilateral funding coalition between a long list of countries, including member states, but also additional countries such as Switzerland and South Korea. Throughout the year, Eureka publishes additional bilateral funding opportunities. Eureka has many programs under its wings, including thematic clusters that SMEs and research institutes can take part in. Eureka offers public funding and has supported the success of over 7,000 R&D projects over the years since its establishment in 1985. This opportunity also focuses on the R&D of close-to-market products, processes, and services. Partnership on Innovative SMEs, previously known as Eurostars, is a joint program co-funded by national bodies from 36 countries and the European Union under the Eureka umbrella. Its aim is to help innovative SMEs increase research and innovation capacities and productivity, and to become embedded in global value chains and markets. The goal is to achieve proof of concept within 2 years after the start of the project, and the project should be on the market or clinical trials should begin. The participant types are SMEs, universities, research facilities from EU member states and associated countries. The application setting requires a consortium and must include a minimum of 2 partners from at least 2 Eurostars countries. A typical consortium consists of 3 partners, and the upcoming deadline is expected in February 2022. Okay, Startup Europe Awards. This has many prizes for a variety of startup topics. They have specific prizes dedicated to climate change, circular economy, and health, just to name a few. In the health cluster, for example, they offer awards that aim at recognizing startups, offering solutions to health and wellness challenges through products and services that help to improve life quality and connecting health to new technologies. The Startup on Europe Awards focuses on innovation and sustainability. Social closures are also of high importance in terms of jobs and the startup generates, the social inclusion and gender policies that it values. In the health cluster specifically, a great emphasis is placed on the aging population. According to Startup Europe Awards website, there will be a growth of 70% of people aged 65 and above by the year 2050. So aging well and healthy is a pressing matter in the EU agenda. These projects listed here are much more specific and are geared towards the health, life sciences, and biotech themes, as opposed to what we saw previously, which are open calls. AAL stands for Active and Assisted Living. This program's main goal is to fund innovations which have made it their focus to keep us connected, healthy, active, and happy in our old age. The main goal of this program is to help build a better foundation of active and assisted living with a focus on sustainability of the health systems. Some of the calls within the AAL program focus on small collaborative projects, while others aim at larger collaborations within the EU countries. Thus, the eligible countries are all member states of the EU, but vary slightly according to the size of the collaboration. ERA-PERMED is a co-fund of Arynet, which is a project that is co-founded by the EC, the European Commission. Its main point is to enhance collaboration between the EU and non-EU countries. It fosters innovative interdisciplinary collaboration and encourages transnational research proposals. The available budget is about 24 million euros, and the focus is on personal medicine and on the development of clinical support tools. ICRAD stands for International Coordination of Research and Infectious Animal Diseases. Animal diseases cause severe social, economic, and environmental damage, and in some cases threaten human health as well. Animal health is a key and fundamental prerequisite to ensure and enable global food safety and security, public health, international trade, and contribute to high standards of animal welfare. This program, which is part of Arynet, fosters collaboration between nations. It promotes the research and development of prophylactic measures and/or therapeutic measures for some diseases common in the animal kingdom. At the moment, there are 2 European initiatives, emerging and major infectious diseases of animals, and the other is animal health and welfare. This is the joint program initiative on antimicrobial resistance. This is an international collaborative platform that aims to curb antimicrobial resistance. The collaboration is between 28 member states and the European Commission. The JPND is the EU's joint program for neurodegenerative disease research. It is the largest global research initiative aimed at tackling the challenge of neurodegenerative diseases, in particular Alzheimer's, but also dementias, Parkinson's disease, other related disorders, motor neuron diseases, Huntington's disease, spinocerebellar ataxia, and spinal muscular atrophy. The aim of Arynet Neuron is to facilitate multinational collaborative research projects that will address important transnational questions relating to the neurodevelopmental nature of neurological and mental disorders. The call in this field of neurodevelopmental disorders is launched under the funding of the European Commission using Arynet to co-fund mechanism. The objective is research-oriented with the possibility of innovative technology relevant for neurodevelopmental disorders. This call highly recommends collaborative projects. In fact, only transnational projects will be funded, and every consortium must have a minimum of 3 countries. TransScan, this is a national and regional program in cancer research. The program coordinates national and regional funding programs for research in the field of transnational cancer research at a European and international level. The focus is to develop predictive biomarkers to measure treatment outcome and drug resistance by way of understanding the complex and dynamic interactions of TME components, which compose of cancer cells, non-malignant cells, and non-cellular components. The call has 2 aims. The first is identification and validation of TME subclasses and their contribution to the resistance mechanisms. transnational research using tumor samples collected from retrospective and/or prospective cohorts of patients. The second aim is to target TME to improve efficacy and immunotherapy in human patients. The Eic platform Europe offers many calls in a myriad of fields, all connected in one or another to living healthy and well into our old age. All of these projects focus on having an inclusive society, especially for the community of 50 plus. The aim is to bring research closer to the older people. Many of the calls are tailor-made for the elderly society, and some fund innovations that implement the healthy aging idea into the younger generations. Some calls focus on finding sustainable solutions for aging well, like the AAL, for example. The EU and associated countries are all eligible for taking part in these calls. However, some of the calls are open to specific countries within EU member states. Also, the total grant varies according to the call. Some of the calls offer grants within a range of 50,000 euros. At the moment, there are no open calls, but we believe that some of the calls should reopen soon for submission. Horizon Europe is a key funding mechanism for research and innovation with a large budget of over 95 billion euros. It has made its core value to tackle and reach the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, and it is very important for the competition and growth of the EU. The structure of Horizon Europe has 3 pillars or general topics. The first pillar of this program involves topics under the general headline of health. Horizon Europe has designed clusters also for climate, energy, food, bioeconomy, natural resources, and agriculture. Here you can see the specific destination or topics of the health cluster under Horizon Europe. Under each destination, there are dozens of specific calls. The abundance of funding opportunities out there can be challenging to navigate. So we've developed a unique methodology to increase our clients' access to funding while maintaining their efforts. We call this our multi-submission approach. As you can see, the process starts off with our strategist, moves on to consolidating the consortium. The proposal is then finalized by our development team and ultimately reviewed by the team leader prior to submission. This slide gives you an overview of the client strategic process during its multi-submission year, beginning with a kickoff meeting that will enable the analyst to understand the client's technology, assets, needs, priorities, and ambitions. Based on that, we'll begin the research for funding opportunities process. The strategic assessment will list the current open calls and our strategic advice regarding the approach for each one of them. Then, based on the client's input, the strategic assessment will become a submission plan. According to the submission plan, the professional department that includes experienced grant writers will support the proposal preparations and their submission. In case a partner requires a consortium application, the implementation stage will also include the consortium consolidation. Lastly, it is important to mention that this process always updates and adapts itself to new calls, publications, but also to the client's inner strategy. It's a process that takes into consideration internal learning. There are other consultancy firms out there, so why choose us? We have had over 1,000 successfully funded projects, raised over 1.5 billion euros for our clients, and finally, our multi-submission methodology is unique and significantly increases your chances of success in obtaining substantial funding. Later today, our marketing team will send a follow-up email with some questions. Please answer as many of them as you can so we can properly evaluate your company and recommend an appropriate multi-submission strategy for your activity. At this point, I wanted to thank you for your time today, and I look forward to hearing from you.